Namaste, Dhanavat Pranam. By the instruction and grace of our
Namaste.
spiritual master, Om Vishnu Pad Paramahamsa Shripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj, we are here reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We're also paying our humble Dhanavat Pranam to Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada for providing us this wonderful commentary and translation of Bhagavatam, and following the guidance of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, we are praying to Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati has told us that unless we can learn something about Rādhārāṇī through our reading of Bhagavatam, then our study has been wasted if we haven't done that. Yadi sevā-vañcitāḥ yasyāḥ kṛpayā vayaṃ labhema sarvaṃ prāpnumaḥ prayojanaṃ dhāmni śrī-bhagavat pade Kṛṣṇa-sambandhi sarvaṃ Yadi jānīmahe tutam Aṣṭādaśasu sahasreṣu ślokānāṃ bhāgavat-oktiṣu Rādhārānīṃ vindāmaḥ tadā niṣphalaṃ bhagavat-yayinam radhikaya kripam vina vyartasyat sarva-pariśramaḥ. If we are cheated out of serving that personality whose mercy awards us everything we need, including residence in the Lord's holy Dham, and all things connected to Krishna, and if we cannot understand or discover Rādhārānīṃ within the 18,000 verses of Srimad Bhagavatam, then our study of Srimad Bhagavatam has been pointless. Without the mercy of Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī, all of our efforts are in vain. Is the volume okay? Is my voice audible? Okay. We're also celebrating today.
It's okay, Prajit. It's very clear. Yes.
Very clear. Okay, good. We're also honoring the disappearance day of Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj today, the successor Sevite President Acharya of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mutt, following Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhardev Goswami Maharaj. So we are continuing our reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 18, Text 7. Hari Varshe Chapi Bhagavan Narahari Rupannaste Tadrupa Grahana Nimitam Uttaratra Bidhasye Tadaitam Rupam Maha Purusha Guna Bhajano Mahabhagavato Daitya Dhanava Kula Tirti Karana Shila Charita Pralado Vyavadhananya Bhakti Yogena Sahatadvarsha Purushar Upaste Idham Chodaharati. Shukadev Goswami continued, my dear king, Lord Nrsimhadev resides in the tract of land known as Harivarsha. In the 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, I shall describe to you how Prahlad Maharaj caused the Lord to assume the form of Nrsimhadev. Prahlad Maharaj, the topmost devotee of the Lord, is a reservoir of all the good qualities of great personalities. His character and activities have delivered all the fallen members of his demoniac family. Lord Nrsimhadev is very dear to this exalted personality. Thus Prahlad Maharaj, along with his servants and all the denizens of Harivarsha, worships Lord Nrsimhadev by chanting the following mantra. Purport. Jayadev Goswami's 10 prayers worshipping the incarnations of Lord Krishna, Keshava, Keshava, in parentheses, contain his name in every stanza. For example, Keshava Drita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare, Keshava Drita Mina Sarira Jaya Jagadisha Hare, and Keshava Drita Vamana Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare. The word Jagadisha refers to the proprietor of all the universes. His original form is the two-handed form of Lord Krishna, standing with a flute in his hands and engaged in tending the cows. As stated in Brahma Samhita, Chintamani prakarasad mashu kalpa vriksha laksha vruteshu surabhirabi palayantam Lakshmi sahasra satasad brahma sevyamanam govindam adi purusham tamaham bhajami. Brahma Samhita 5.29. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, the first progenitor, who is tending the cows, yielding all desires, in abodes built with spiritual gems and surrounded by millions of purpose trees. He is always served with great reverence and affection by hundreds and thousands of goddesses of fortune. From this verse we learn that Govinda, or Krishna, is the Adi Purusha, the original person. The Lord has innumerable incarnations, exactly like the innumerable waves of a flowing river, but the original form is Krishna, or Keshava. Shukadev Goswami refers to Nrsimhadev because of Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj was put into great distress by his powerful father, the demon Hiranyakashipu. Apparently helpless before him, Prahlad Maharaj called on the Lord, who immediately assumed the gigantic form of Nrsimhadev, half lion, half man, to kill the gigantic demon. Although Krishna is the original person, one without a second, he assumes different forms just to satisfy his devotees or to execute a specific purpose. Therefore, Jayadev Goswami always repeats the name of Keshava, the original personality of Godhead, in his prayers describing the Lord's different incarnations for different purposes. Text 8. Om Namo Bhagavate Nrsimhaya Namaste Tejase Avirbhava Vajra Naka Vajra Dhamstra Karma Sayan Randhaya Tamo Grasa Om Svaha Abhayam Atmani Bhu Ishta Om Kṛṣṇa. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Lord Nrsimhadev, the source of all power. O my Lord, who possesses nails and teeth just like thunderbolts, kindly vanquish our demon-like desires for fruitive activity in this material world. Please appear in our hearts and drive away our ignorance, so that by your mercy we may become fearless in the struggle for existence in this material world. In Srimad Bhagavatam 4.22.39, this is the purport now. In Srimad Bhagavatam 4.22.39, Samat Kumar speaks the following words to Maharaj Prithu. Yat pada pankaja palasa vilasa bhaktya karmashayam grahitam udgra tayanti shantaha tadvanna rikta matayo yatayo pirudha shroto ganastam aranam bhaja vasudevam. Devotees always engaged in the service of the toes of the Lord's lotus feet can very easily become free from hard-knotted desires for fruitive activities. Because this is very difficult, the non-devotees, the jnanis and yogis, cannot stop the waves of sense gratification, although they try to do so. Therefore, you are advised to engage in the devotional service of Krishna, the son of Vasudeva. Every living being within this material world has a strong desire to enjoy matter to his fullest satisfaction. For this purpose, the conditioned soul must accept one body after another, and thus his strongly fixed fruitive desires continue. One cannot stop the repetition of birth and death without being completely desireless. Therefore, Srila Rupa Goswami describes pure bhakti, devotional service, as follows. Anya bilasita sunyam, jana karmadyanavritam, anu koyena krishnanu, shilanam bhaktir uttamam. From Madhya Lila 19. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 19, text 167. One should render transcendental loving service to the Supreme Lord Krishna, favorably and without desire for material profit or gain through fruitive activities or philosophical speculation. That is called pure devotional service. Unless one is completely freed of all material desires, which are caused by the dense darkness of ignorance, one cannot fully engage in the devotional service of the Lord. Therefore, we should always offer our prayers to Lord Nrsimhadev, who killed Hiranyakashipu, the personification of material desire. Hiranya means gold, and Kashipu means a soft cushion or bed. Materialistic persons always desire to make the body comfortable, and for this they require huge amounts of gold. Thus, Hiranyakashipu was the perfect representative of materialistic life. He was therefore the cause of great disturbance to the topmost devotee, Prahlad Maharaj, until Lord Nrsimhadev killed him. Any devotee aspiring to be free of material desires should offer his respectful prayers to Nrsimhadev, as Prahlad Maharaj did in this verse. Text 9. Svastyastu vishvasya kala prashidatam dhyayantu bhutani shivam mitodiya manascha bhadram bhajatad adhoksaje aveshyatam no matir apyahoituki. May there be good fortune throughout the universe, and may all envious persons be pacified. May all living entities become calm by practicing bhakti yoga, for by accepting devotional service, they will think of each other's welfare. Therefore, let us all engage in the service of the Supreme Transcendence, the Lord Sri Krishna, and always remain absorbed in thought of Him. Purport. The following verse describes a Vaishnava. Vanchakalpatubhyascha kripasindubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Just like a desire tree, a Vaishnava can fulfill all the desires of anyone who takes shelter of his lotus feet. Prahlad Maharaj is a typical Vaishnava. He prays not for himself, but for all living entities, the gentle, the envious, and the mischievous. He always thought of the welfare of mischievous persons like his father, Hiranyakashipu. Prahlad Maharaj did not ask for anything for himself. Rather, he prayed for the Lord to excuse his demoniac father. This is the attitude of a Vaishnava, who always thinks of the welfare of the entire universe. Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavat Dharma are meant for persons who are completely free of envy, parama nirmatsharanam. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj prays in this verse, Kala prashidatam. May all the envious persons be pacified. The material world is full of envious persons, but if one frees himself of envy, he becomes liberal in his social dealings and can think of others' welfare. Anyone who takes up Krishna consciousness and engages himself completely in the service of the Lord cleanses his mind of all envy. Manascha bhadram bhajatad adhoksaje. Therefore, we should pray to Lord Nrsimhadev to sit in our hearts. We should pray, Bahir Nrsimho Hridaye Nrsimha. Let Lord Nrsimhadev sit in the core of my heart, killing all my bad propensities. Let my mind become clean, so that I may peacefully worship the Lord and bring peace to the entire world. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has given us a very fine purport in this regard. Whenever one offers a prayer to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one always requests some benediction from him. Even pure Nishkama devotees pray for some benediction as instructed by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his Shikshastakam. Aidanda tanuja kinkaram patitam mam vishame bhavam buddho. Kṛpayā tava pada pankaja stita duli sadrasham vichintaya. O son of Maharaj Nanda, meaning Krishna, I am your eternal servitor, yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from the ocean of birth of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. In another prayer, Lord Chaitanya says, Mama janmani janmanishvare bhavatad bhaktir ahoituki tvai. Life after life, kindly let me have unalloyed love and devotion at your Lordship's lotus feet. When Prahlad Maharaj chants Om Namo Bhagavate Nrsimhaya, he prays for a benediction from the Lord, but because he is also an exalted Vaishnava, he wants nothing for his personal sense gratification. The first desire expressed in his prayer is Svastyastu Vishvasya. Let there be good fortune throughout the entire universe. Prahlad Maharaj thus requested the Lord to be merciful to everyone, including his father, a most envious person. According to Chanakya Pandit, there are two kinds of envious living entities. One is a snake, and the other is the man like Hiranyakashipu, who is by nature envious of everyone, even of his father or son. Hiranyakashipu was envious of his little son Prahlad, but Prahlad Maharaj asked a benediction for the benefit of his father. Hiranyakashipu was very envious of devotees, but Prahlad wished that his father and other demons like him would give up their envious nature by the grace of the Lord and stop harassing the devotees. Kala prashidatam. The difficulty is that the kala, envious living entity, is rarely pacified. One kind of kala, the snake, can be pacified simply by mantras or by the action of a particular herb. Mantro shadhi vasha sarpa kala kena nivaryate. An envious person, however, cannot be pacified by any means. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj prays that all envious persons may undergo a change of heart and think of the welfare of others. If the Krishna consciousness movement spreads all over the world, and if by the grace of Krishna everyone accepts it, the thinking of envious people will change. Everyone will think of the welfare of others. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj prays Shivam Mitodya. In material activities, everyone is envious of others, but in Krishna consciousness, no one is envious of anyone else. Everyone thinks of the welfare of others. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj says that everyone's mind may become gentle by being fixed at the lotus feet of Krishna, Bhajatad Adhok Sajay. As indicated elsewhere in Srimad Bhagavatam, Sabhaya Mana Krishna Padhara Vindayo, and as advised by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita 18.65, Man Mana Bhava Mad Bhakta, one should constantly think of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Then one's mind will certainly be cleansed. Chaito Dharpana Marjanam. Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya-lila chapter 20 text 12. Materialists always think of sense gratification, but Prahlad Maharaj prays that the Lord's mercy will change their minds and they will stop thinking of sense gratification. If they think of Krishna always, everything will be alright. Some people argue that if everyone thought of Krishna in that way, the whole universe would be vacated because everyone would go back home, back to Godhead. However, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that this is impossible because the living entities are innumerable. If one set of living entities is actually delivered by the Krishna consciousness movement, another set will fill the entire universe. And thus ends our reading for today. We will continue on text 10, continue with text 10 on Wednesday. Before we conclude, were there any comments or questions or anything to share from the assembled devotees?
It's amazing, but I always get clarity after obviously repetition. So I've heard this story so many times, but today I understand that the killing of the demon was the killing of the materialistic thinking. And I never knew that before.
Yes. Because you think about it, anytime you hear of killing being done in the Vedic scriptures, what is the position of the Vedas? That you are the soul, and the soul is imperishable, that never is born and it is never dying. So when killing is being done, we have to think deeper, as you're saying. What are they actually talking about? It's the killing of the materialistic attachment, of the materialistic mindset, that is binding the soul to the repetition of birth and death. There is no killing. Killing is an illusion.
And I always felt that, what, it's so harsh. Why are they talking about this? Or why is this acceptable? And today I had clarity. And I think obviously everything is a progression.
Yeah.
Right? And repetition, you pick up little things here and there. And also going to India for 3 weeks was a huge eye opener. Yeah. And being there in person to actually see everything and hear everything was a big help too, because it really made me understand a lot more than I did before. So I'm grateful for the trip we took.
I think Srila Govinda Maharaj is giving you special mercy today.
Aww.
Helping you see what is being said.
That's sweet.
Okay. Just want to look up one thing.
Uma Devi, I love seeing your smiling face. I'm so happy that you're always here to join us. So thankful. I'm grateful for that today. I'm grateful for that all the time, actually.
Okay. So when we chant our Vandanam prayers, Om Ajna Timirin Hasya Jananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. It's saying that Om Agyana. Agyana means, so knowledge means Gyan. Gyan means knowledge. And Agyan means ignorance or lack of knowledge. So it says Om Agyana Timirin Hasya. Then Gyanan Jana. So then Gyanan Jana, the word Gyan is there. So in the first line you have the negation of knowledge, which means ignorance. In the second line you have knowledge. Gyanan Jana Shalakaya. Chakshur. Chak has the word ak, means eyes. Chakshur unmilitam yena tasmai shri gurave namaha. So it's saying that the mercy of Guru is to remove the darkness of ignorance with the salve of divine knowledge. Means, but the word I is there. So the whole principle that our consciousness or our knowledge is what determines what we see. It determines the world that we experience. Is there in the prayer for Guru, for honoring Guru. So by the grace of Guru, our ignorance about spiritual topics is removed, and we're given the proper transcendental knowledge to see things properly. So Srila Govinda Maharaj is Gurudev, right? In the Sri Chaitanya Saraswati, everyone calls him Gurudev. He is our eternal well-wisher, our Guru Varga. So by his grace, we are, the darkness of ignorance is being removed about transcendental topics, and the light of that divine knowledge is being allowed to shine in our heart and through our eyes, so it affects the way we are seeing the world, it affects the way we are reading things and understanding things. So like that.
Oh, and I also, when I said our 3 weeks in India and our 1 week in Thailand was eye-opening too. I understood more through the activities we had there as well.
Yeah, of course. This association with Srila Bhakti Prabhu Maharaj and Śrīmatī Bhakti Lalita Devi and the assembled devotees, that is incomparable. Right?
Yeah.
Incomparable. So, Jai Om Vishnu Pad Paramahamsa Shripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, Srila Acharya Dev, Srila Tirtha Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Shri Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai.
Jai.
All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the worldwide devotees. Sama Bhaktiveda Vrinda Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Navadvip Dham Ki Jai, Mayapur Dham Ki Jai, Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai,
Jai.
Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Jo Ki Jai,
Jai.
Ganga Mai Yamuna Mai Ki Jai,
Jai.
Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai,
Jai.
Giri Govardhan Gupta Govardhan Dham Ki Jai,
Jai.
Shyam Kund Radha Kund Ki Jai, Tulsi Devi, Bhakti Devi, Vrinda Devi Ki Jai,
Jai.
Jai Harinam Sankirtan Yagya Ki Jai,
Jai.
Scientific Sankirtan Yagya Ki Jai,
Jai.
Princeton Bhaktivedanta Institute Ki Jai, Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat Ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari 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 Bol.
Yadi
Jai Srimati
Bol.
Ruma Devi Dasi Ki Jai, Srimati Tulsi Maharani Devi Dasi Ki Jai, Tira Baba Mahotsav Srila Bhakti Om Vishnu Pad Paramahamsa Parvatikacharya Asatara Satyashri Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai. And Krishna Keshav Das Brahmachari Ki Jai. Jai Guru.
Dhanavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Dhanavat Pranam.
Dhanavat Pranam.